cold, boys. Cold out. Yeah, well, last day of autumn. Winter officially starts tomorrow here in Oz. Thank you, darling. I had a few people asking me, what is this car? Was it originally a right-hander? Was it imported? What was it? Well, it's a Holden body Chevrolet. In 1938, Australia bought a big press and they started to press their bodies here with Australian steel. Prior to that, back in the day of the Great Depression, there was an embargo set, so complete cars were no longer able to be sent from Canada or America to Australia. So this is a all Australian steel, pressed in Australia, made in Australia, Australian Holden Chev, or Holden built Chev. The Holden Motor Body Builders factory is who put it together and made it, and opposed to the Fisher Body Chev, which is what we had prior to this, including that boot lid, which is off a Fisher Body car. So this panel here would have been made in Canada, America, shipped over to Australia and assembled into a vehicle somewhat similar to this one. But yes, that's a right-hand drive, original right-hand drive, built in Australia with Australian iron, by Australians, with Australian technology, Australian machinery, etc, etc, etc. Of course, it would have had overhead valve 6-cylinder Chevy 6 in it. Now it has, as you can see, a fuel injected 5 litre V8. It has a turbo hydro 700R transmission, power brakes, disc brakes all round, etc, etc, etc. A lot of you guys know that. Some new people that have just come over to my channel and have a look. G'day, by the way, you guys. And essentially it's sort of a Holden Commodore stuffed underneath a 38 Chevy. So that's what it is. And yeah, I love the old tractor. But anyway, I've got a mail call to do. I've got something to show you actually. The guys that are into tech sheets and things like this. this is all the information about my my engine and my running gear and stuff like that. It's got all the information, all about the engine, tune-up parts, the gaps for spark plugs, a little bit of information about the setup on the fuel side of the world, the brakes, and torque settings. Everything's there. Type of oil that go in all the bits and pieces. Service intervals. That's where you do a diagnosis of a plug underneath the dashboard. These don't have a 16 pin plug to scan, so you have to do a scan. It comes up, flashes on the dash, the engine check light with a whatever code you got there. Wheel alignment specs, which are nothing to do with this because the front end's an entirely different thing, but I thought that'd be interesting, or some of you might find that interesting. It's always good to, I mean, I know all this stuff off by heart, but you know, it's always good to have that stuff around, just in case. Yeah. We have a sticker here from Tom Noble. I'll get one up to you too, Tom, but thanks, Tom, for sending that over, because it's always good to have a new edition. And I've been watching Tom's vids for quite some time, and he's only recently come over to have a look at my stuff, and I'm glad you did, Tom, along with all the other guys that are in the gang. He sent me a little note here. Ziggy, really enjoy your videos. Pop open a cold one for me. Take care, Tom. Well, she's cold out there, Tom, but I don't reckon that's what we're talking about here, buddy. So, cheers, my friend. And thanks again, Tom. I'm going to get you up on the board now, mate. Hang on a sec. So there you are, Tom. Snuck you in up there underneath Bobby. Nice, man. And I'm almost certain that everybody that is watching my channel is watching Tom's channel. Camaro is restoring, doing some real nice stuff, some nice modifications to it, and real close to the painting process now. So he's done the cut-ins and edges and things like that, and a long way to go. And he's a nice guy, having a good go at it. But anyway, it's enough of that. I actually came out to do a bit more work on the boot lid. It's pretty late in the afternoon. It's been horrible. The ground's all wet, as you can see. It's been raining like crazy. Jen's even got the makeshift thing over the clothesline. So yeah, it's pretty miserable. Not as miserable as it could be, but cold is miserable to me. Well, I don't like the cold at all. But I'll see what happens. I'll sign you off with a thanks for watching, have a good one, and catch you next time. I'll see if I can get myself worked into doing a little bit of something. Check out. Here's another reason this is a good candidate for a restoration, or a, it's not a restoration, it's certainly a modified vehicle, but it is a 1938 Chevy. This was the first year model that they came out with a fully boxed chassis, so that makes it an ideal vehicle to do pretty much what I'm doing here with this one. Good old cruiser. But anyway, I'm going to get back onto this and start ripping some of this paint off and see how I go. Oh, I think I'm at the point now. I can call this side stripped, and yeah, that was a task. If I missed any bits, I'll be able to catch up with them a little bit. That was a task. Hey, look at this. Day's just about over, and let's have a look at this. There we go. Yeah. I think the nasties have all gone away. So we might get some sunshine. Look at the contrast up in there. Pretty neat. Yeah. So, yep, we're stripped off. You know, some of this is going to be actually, I've got a couple little more spots. So anyway, but once I've done that, I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to get started on the other side. I'll turn it over and give you a look at that. I'll see what we're up to. So that's the next task, is to do this side. I sprayed this all down the other week when I started on the project and got a little bit of the scale off the other side, and I decided I'd give this a bit of a squirt too. If I can find the bottle of stuff that I used, it is called, no, I think I might have lost it, guys. I thought you might be interested to see this. It had on it sorry, I'm just fuddling through my little bag of garbage here. Because I don't like to put too much junk lying around, but anyway. Alright, but anyway, it said there's phosphoric acid, and it left a plasticky kind of a skin, and it's meant for crusty pieces of rust, and it turns it into a solid hard piece of metal again, and stops the rust process. Whether that works or not, I've got no idea. You leave it on there. This is the thing that I wanted to tell you guys, and I should have kept the bottle. VeraPro, as I recall, it was called. No, I can't. No, I must have tossed it out like a good boy. But yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff. My next task for here is to, as you can see, there's still pieces of the insulation inside there, so I've got a little rod that I'm going to use, and I'm going to dig out as much of that stuff as I can, keeping in mind that in between the two panels there it is sandwiched, so I'm going to have to get out as much as I can of that stuff. Before I go ahead and clean this area up, and then I'm going to put underbody sealer on it, sound deadener, which is going to give that a textured look. I'll probably have to mask it off around this area here, because that's the sealing area, and we don't want the stuff on that, the rubberized stuff on this area here. So I guess the next step I'm going to be at is getting into the old crusty bit. Yeah, it really has. It's quite amazing, actually. Now, that looks really like chalky and stuff, but it's not. Yeah, so I've got to clean all the muck out from inside of it. That's the next thing, and get on with treating this section up in here where these holes are, and that's going to be interesting. But anyway, we'll get it sorted, Jill. We'll get it sorted. Not a biggie. Not a biggie. Have yourselves a good one, and we'll catch you next weekend, something like that. Take care. Thanks for watching. Catch ya. I just put a bit of sealer on it too. I thought I'd better do that, because I might be out here for another week, so I better give it something to resist a little bit of the moistures and things like that, to get things coming back. So next week will be some body work, or no, the underside, and then some body work.